Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick Nunji. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Home Improvement. It's one of my top 3 favorite shows from the 1990s. I want you to join me today by celebrating the show, having some fun, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's a free way. They're all free ways to support my channel. Thanks ahead of time for doing so. Now, the episode that I'm going to talk about with a surprising person in the audience of Tool Time is the episode Flying Sauces. Not saucers, sauces. And there's a reason for that. This is a season 1, 8th episode of that season. And it's a great one. I love Home Improvement so much. It's so well written, and there are all these very clever things that are written into the script. Now, the episode begins with Tim and Al on Tool Time. We see them on the show on Tool Time while they're, of course, filming Home Improvement. It's kind of a show within a show. Now, a little bit more about the Tool Time episode in just a little bit. But Tim invites K&B construction site to demonstrate on the show ways in which the construction workers cook with power and steel. Now, at home, the Taylor family includes the sons, Brad and Randy. They're ashamed of being seen in public with their little brother, and Jill thinks that she and Tim should tell Brad and Randy not to torment their little brother. But Tim has an idea: out-torment Brad and Randy. So they try Jill's idea, but when it doesn't work, Tim gets a chance to try his idea and then find some old 8-track tapes in the basement. He and Jill start quizzing each other about music in the 1960s and the 1970s. Such a great episode. If you haven't seen it, you should really check it out. This is what a sitcom should be. It is simply perfect. Now, going back to the episode of Tool Time, in the beginning scene, a couple cool, interesting facts. Remember that the show Home Improvement was filmed in front of a live audience. And while we see the Home Improvement basically when they're at home and when we see the show, the audience is never shown. But when you're on Tool Time, and this is the show that they're filming on Home Improvement, that is Al and Tim's show, sometimes you see the audience. Now, that is actually the audience that is watching Home Improvement. But once in a while, they'll throw a few actors and there are a few surprising people into that audience to mix it up a little, to have professional people there as actors. So it's not just people like you and me going to watch the filming of a show. Some people don't want to be on camera, and so those at Who, they pick them out. And this is important to know because you'll be surprised in this episode who is actually in the audience. Now, you may not recognize him by his name or even his face, but when I tell you who he is, then you'll absolutely recognize it and go, wow, how did I not ever realize this? Well, the man's name is Ray Baker. I'll highlight him right here. Now, he is the real-life husband of Patricia Richardson. Now, of course, Patricia played Jill Taylor, Tim's wife, on the show. Yes, Tim and Patricia were not married in real life. They're playing characters, Tim and Jill, who are married, but the real-life husband, up until about 1995, I believe, was Ray Baker, and he is here. Now, it's unclear as to why he's actually in the audience, but it makes sense. It's the first few episodes of Home Improvement, and they want to fill the audience with familiar people. I'm sure Ray wanted to see his wife Patricia act on the show, and so they brought him into the audience and say, hey, why don't you come to the quote-unquote Tool Time audience? We'll shift you over and we'll have you watch the show and even appear on TV, kind of like a secret cameo that no one would notice because no one knew who this man really was until maybe now, until someone like myself points him out. It's kind of interesting if you think about it, because they don't point to him, they don't make him a character or give him a role, but he's just kind of hidden in there. And you can see a picture of him in another venue with Patricia, and you can see them husband and wife, and you can see that this is the same guy, in case some people, because there's always people who doubt the things that I say, but I always like to give you as much proof. And of course, my reputation precedes itself doing this almost 8 years now. So thank you so much for the support on my channel. It does mean a lot to me. Let me know if you have seen this episode of Home Improvement. What do you think about it? What do you think of the show in general, Home Improvement? And have you caught this man in the audience? Of course, Patricia's husband. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for the support. And don't forget, everyone, be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Christopher K, John O, David D, Sally N, Jerry D, Vito L, Citizen Kane, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to be on this list, make sure to check out the link in the description. It's all of you patron members who make my channel possible. Thanks!